So I'm a student of Kashmir Shaivism. I'm a student of Tantra, and I'm also at the moment learning Sanskrit. So what does all this mean, right? So Kashmir Shaivism and Tantra is all about trying to learn or discover or experience the mind of God, right? Now, I've been watching some videos on Kashmir Shaivism and all that. Kashmir Shaivism, by the way, is very similar, I've just found out recently, to the Babylonian system. You know, the Hermetic principles, all that. They're very similar to the principles in Kashmir Shaivism. And I'm sure it's similar to other systems as well. I just don't know about them, right? And so I was like, so what is the so how do you explain God? Like, what is God? So God in the Western world, means this white bearded dude passing judgment on you, yeah. But in the Eastern philosophies, and I'm sure in some other ones as well, which I don't know about, God isn't. So God isn't like an esoteric being, or somebody with a white or a brown or a black beard sitting up there passing judgment. So God, how can you do this? So God is consciousness. God is absolute reality. God is awareness. So where is God within you? So when you become aware of yourself and come into the now, that you are experiencing God. So where is God, right? It's like, how do you understand God? So God, which is the absolute reality, consciousness, awareness. So any of those words, it's the same thing, right? So where is God? God is within you, right? And where are you? You are within God. So God is within you, and you are within God. God is within me, and I am within God. There's this leaf here. Where it's God, God is within this leaf, or this leaf. And where is this leaf? This leaf is completely within God. Another way to look at it would be this leaf, you, me, we're a thought inside of God's mind. So we're a thought. And where is God in all this? God is a thought within our minds. I don't know what that means, but that creates like an infinity loop. Where is God? God is within you. Where are you? You are within God, and that creates like an infinite loop. So that's what I've been trying to get my head around. So that's what else was there? So that's how I've been sort of trying to experience God. And so how do you experience? So in Kashmir Shaivism and the other ones as well, this is just a story. This is just me telling you a story, like about maybe Thor, the thunder god, or I'm just telling you a story, I've just made this story up, I'm just telling you a story. Until you directly experience what I'm saying here, then it's just a story. Yeah, it's just my story. And so once you experience this, then it becomes true for you. But until then, it's just a story. So don't take it, don't get offended. If you're, like I used to be, don't get offended. If you don't understand this, or you've got some concept of God in your head and you go, I like to, because I get this, when I, use the word God, people are, I was really, into your video until I heard the word God, and it triggered him or her or whatever. I'm like, get over yourself, all right? Get over yourself. If the word God triggers you, maybe you should be watching somebody else, right? All right, cool. So that's where. So in Kashmir Shaivism, so all of reality is created out of the 36 vars. And the 36 vars is at the top is absolute consciousness, right? And then as it becomes more and more coarser, as it goes down the levels, the 36 at the bottom is the coarsest and the most dense, which is this physical reality, my body, all of these. So everything is a vibration, yeah. And the way, it's like the waveform that collapses. And so where does Sanskrit fit in all this? So Sanskrit is known as the long language of creation. So the first word in Sanskrit is Om. And Om is the primordial sound, in the same way that the Big Bang was the first, energy, whatever, yeah, the first sound, the Big Bang. But in Eastern philosophy, they don't look at it as a bang, like an explosion. They look at it as a roar. Oh. And out of that roar comes all the other sounds or manifestations or whatever, right? I'm really good at explaining this. I'm really, really good. So that's my take on Eastern Kashmir Shaivism. Is that this idea of impermanence, this idea that the universe is impermanent, and the idea is that, for example, if I'm God or Shiva, it would be consciousness, then I'm manifesting the universe or the universes out of my consciousness outwards. And as I manifest it out to make it reality, it's going through this 36 vars. It's becoming more and more, as it's going out, solid. The very subtle vibration becomes more and more solid, until, it becomes this physical reality, and then it's, very dense, solid. And then it goes back in again. And that's it. That means it's impermanent, because it's come back in, and is now it doesn't exist anymore. Now we're back into pure consciousness, and then it goes out, and then it, like the way, and then it comes back. And this happens apparently trillions and trillions of times a second, and then in between those is the gap of nothingness or just pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. So that's so that's how reality, and Shakti is involved in that in some way. I think Shakti is like a mirror or something in there. So yeah. So everything in God, consciousness, absolute reality is infinite. Because there's nothing outside of God. So all of existence, all of reality or absolute consciousness is everywhere. There is no such thing as a vacuum. There's no such thing as nothingness. So for there to be nothing, and for there to be, everything is consciousness. There cannot be anything outside of consciousness. So because as soon as you go, there's a limit to consciousness, there's a limit to absolute reality, then there has to be something else. Then it's a box. And God, consciousness, awareness is not a box. It's everything, everywhere. It's the all. What was the other thing I had in my head? I wanted to. I've forgotten it now. But yeah. So that's how our universe is created. It's known as the holographic universe, and another way to conceptualize this is there being a sphere, and that sphere is consciousness or shakti, and it's projecting. The sphere is 2D, right? And it's projecting like a holographic virtual reality world into the middle of it, and it looks 3D, but it's not 3D, it's actually 2D. And you can experience that. I've actually experienced this 2D, 3D effect on mushrooms. So I've walked through like a forest on mushrooms, and when you walk through a forest on mushrooms, and I'm sure on other substances as well, it looks like like those 3D photographs that when you move them around makes it look like it's 3D, but it's actually on a 2D surface. That's how my walk through a forest on mushroom feels like, or looks like. It looks like it's 2D, and it feels like I'm walking through one of these, those postcards. And so it looks like some sort of trick, or some sort of trick that is making it look in 3D. Some sort of trick of the light, I don't know, whatever, right? That's making it, but it's actually in 2D. So you can experience what this 2D, 3D effect is on mushrooms in a forest. For some reason, it works better in a forest. I think it works out here as well, but it works. It's more, I don't know, easier to spot, probably. Right. Anyway, yeah. So that's my take on Kashmir Shaivism. I will try to get a better and a better understanding as we go along. Oh, by the way, see you. I think it's this Friday.